Don't learn from multiple people on YouTube, or don't learn from YouTube in general. We're gonna either learn the shit through the market and actually like put some skin in the game and get punched around. You're gonna have to get beat up. That's just how it goes. What's good, y'all? It's been a little bit of a minute. I remember the last time that we tapped in, we was talking about how I just hopped on Top Step and we had some trades going. And I think we were like $200, $300, $400. I don't remember how much in profit, but we're around the same point. That Top Step account hasn't been trading. I traded in it on oil, and we talked about blowing my account, and that's really about it. Since then, there hasn't been too many changes. I have opened like other accounts. I have a TradeOvate account now, but that's like further scaling. That's how I'm looking at it. Further scaling, like once my baby account gets to the point to where I'm depositing 10K regularly, I no longer want to be on unregulated for trading futures if I can just go regulate it and achieve the same exact results. So that's really the only changes that we've added, but we are closing out the quarter. So I won't be updating the balance until the quarter is completely closed out. I haven't done any calculations yet, so I don't know how much we are at, but I know we're higher, and it's not from P&L, but it's from more cash deposits, doing assets under management. I have a cash a part of my portfolio that's separate from my day-to-day checkings and expenses, so that has increased a little bit. It's increased a little bit, so we're going to be adding that to the assets under management and just getting closer to that point of around 35,000. That's where I believe that the journey actually begins, is around that point, which was always my emergency fund spot, was having just around 35,000 in savings, and that was like the cushion. But we're essentially rebuilding that and then adding some on to that as well. But while we're here, we might as well go check out the oil trade that we ended up taking. We took an oil trade and we closed early on the oil trade because, of course, we cannot hold overnight positions. And something that I just figured out is that that's actually like a universal type of thing. For most places that, like, for instance, TradeOvate, you can't hold overnight positions if you don't have, the overnight requirements, overnight margin requirements. But other than that, yeah. So, and peep the drip. We got some new artwork done. Shout out to my boy, My Key to Art. A beautiful piece. He made 2 of them. Let me clean y'all up real quick. He made 2 of them, and they're both pretty dope. So I'm probably going to be getting some more artwork done. And that's really what I've been focused on. It's like other things. I haven't even gotten a chance to like edit my gaming videos. I've done a bit of editing for the trading channel. Like, we're damn near completely caught up with everything. But there is like just a couple of things that I want to do for this channel, outside of like just doing the vlogs. And I want to do like some, I don't know if it's like I want to do like teaching or something. I just want to add a little bit of flair to the things that I'm doing over here. But let's go over that oil trade that I took, because this was not a trade that I called in my chat, and it was mainly because it wasn't a full trade. Like, it was all based off of my beliefs, which I've already gone over. We go based off economic outlook, and we pair that with TAs. But yeah, I knew it wasn't going to go up to take profit, but I also wanted to make money on the day, so we ended up doing that. And as you can see, we have just about $476 on the day, but we lost like $30 on top of that, so it was more closer to the $500 range. And total P&L for the month is 685, and that's going off of the fact that we haven't won a setup yet. Like, there hasn't been any winning setups. We've had setups go to 1 to 1. We've had setups go to 1 to 2. No, we haven't had any setups go to 1 to 2, because if we'd have had them go to 1 to 2, we would have hit on Top Step for sure. But to completely articulate what was going on, because I just want to show you something that happened during my trading, and that was me trying to, I guess, make myself better, but end up shooting myself in the foot, because I changed how I fundamentally saw breaks of structure and tried to apply that to real world examples, and it just confused me. I'm already learning something new. I'm already learning about a bunch of economics, and then like putting on like more TAs, it just confused me. So I reverted. But this was a trade setup that I ended up taking here on US 30, right? And you can see it went and hit, essentially it hit TP. We went 4.6. You know, I normally do 5, but 4.6 is just about as close as it needs to be, right? And I don't have that in my Top Step account. What you will see is from, I believe it was it here? Yes. So you'll see me open and close a bunch of orders. MYM 133 in the morning. The duration was 2 minutes, and then I exited, and then you can see 3 minutes, exited, 1 minute, exited, and then you can see it just a bunch of BS, right? Not in the right mind frame. And that was because I psyched myself out by trying to adjust things in my setup, like in my normal day-to-day operations. And when I adjusted those things, it completely crumbled. It completely toppled my whole system. And that's like that's a prime example of why I say don't learn from multiple people on YouTube, or don't learn from YouTube in general. Like, your best bet is to learn from, like, really market experience. That's how I learn. Like, I'm gonna just be completely honest with you. I learn from market experience. It's not like I'm learning from somebody on how to trade. I'm learning from my theories and then applying them in the market. And you got to put money behind that shit. Like, that's the only way that you're gonna learn. And if you're not willing to do that, then of course purchasing a course is the smartest idea, because it saves you a great deal of money. It saves you money and saves you time, depending on how much size you're going in on positions. If you're trading futures, of course, it's probably going to take you, so far it's taken me, 4.5 years of fine tuning things and rebuilding from when I broke my system the first time. Like, if you're buying a Top Step account at $50, like the lowest tier for month on month, on average you're paying about $600 a month. So on average you're looking at around not $600 a month, $600 a year. So times 4, looking at $2,400, right? So if there's a course that has the same value, and that's assuming you figure this shit out within 4 years, right? And this is not a sales pitch at all. I'm just giving game. And what I would do, right? If the course provides value, that same value of what you're looking to, like, ascertain or obtain, then the smarter option would be to pay something that's slightly less. Now, have I paid more than fucking $2,500? I'm sure I have. I'm positive I have. And that's because you have to put money behind your ideas. And even before then, I put like 10K behind, or 10 or 5. I don't know how much I put. You know, it wasn't like $100, but I put money behind my first system to figure out what I was doing. And then someone gifted me a course, and that just helped me fine tune what I was doing. Right. So, like, the moral of the story is, don't break your system. Don't learn from multiple types of people. Like, if you're going to learn, either learn the shit through the market and actually, like, put some skin in the game and get punched around. You're gonna have to get beat up. That's just how it goes. Okay? You're gonna lose money. There is no system that does not lose money. Even algorithms lose money. Okay, it's a part of the system. That's the only way that you can know whether or not you're in the right area or you're in the wrong area. That's how you fine tune. So you're either going to put your own money behind it, you're going to put your money where your mouth is, or you're going to pay someone to have get insight on their system and then use that to build your own system. Those are the only two options you have when it comes to learning trading. And like I said, I chose the latter option, which was building my own system, putting my own money behind it, because I trust myself the most. Like I don't know how else to put it. Like I put my life in my own hands. You know what I'm saying? Outside of what the Most High do, right? But I mean, like, I trust myself to a high degree to where like it's like bim, you feel me? Like I'm willing to put money behind what I think. And I say this to say, like, don't break your system. And this is talking to Dan in the future, as I know you're gonna edit this probably a month in advance. Don't break your system, bro. Like that is like one of the worst things you could have done, because that was easy money right there. That's challenge halfway past. Not saying that it would have been done, but challenge halfway past. There's 1,400 on the table right there, right? And the more you believe in your system, the more that you continue to like build those trades on that system, the stronger your confidence is within every setup, because you have a track record of trades that show you that this does work. And when you try to change something, that's where things get a little muddy. Like the only thing that you want to do is implement to the point to where it's super simplistic, because your strategy means nothing. Your methodology means nothing. None of that shit matters in the grand scheme of things when it comes to why the market went the way that it did, right? If the market is selling off because the economy is bad in the grander scheme of things, then the market's going to sell off because the economy is bad. That's just what's going to happen. Investors are pulling their money. Hedge funds are pulling their money. Foreign entities are pulling their money. That's going to naturally drive stock prices down, or whatever type of asset that you're looking at. It doesn't matter if it breaks the level of support, retest that level of support as a level of resistance, and then sells. That's not why it sold. That's why you got in the trade, and that's how you have to look at it every time. Like, so don't sit here and try to miss movements just because like you're being anal about something and you're like, oh, well, technically this, technically. No, from a technical standpoint, all of it's bullshit. Okay, it's all whimsical shit, drawings on a chart. Okay, it's just your ability to assess price and understand whether or not this is a cheap price or it's a expensive price. And when it's cheap, you buy. When it's expensive, you sell, because it's overpriced. And if you don't understand what that means, then hey, bud, you're lost in the sauce. I'm just gonna let you know that you're lost in the sauce. And you got a long way to go, because that has nothing to do with trading. Like that's just fundamental understanding of economics and just the world that's around you. Okay. If you don't understand that, and you're one of these people who will happily pay $1,000 for a PS5 because supply is low and demand is high, then look, bud, that's on you. Okay, you're buying at the top. Good for you. Okay, so that was my little rant. We're gonna go over oil. It was a really quick trade. It wasn't done too serious. You feel me? We only made $400 off of it. We made 500. It went to a height of around 700. I was in on full size position, which I only risked about $600 per position, because the way that I did the math, I risked $600 on a $50,000 account. I lose. I can lose up to 4 trades or 5 trades or some shit like that, and beat it in 2, like 2 winning trades. And then I can beat it in 5 1-to-1s, right? So that's just like the math that I did. I don't know what the math is on how I came to that conclusion, but that's how I came to that conclusion. Okay, I'm gonna have to do the math again for 100K and then 150K, because eventually I'm gonna get to that point to where I'm paying just around whatever $150, $200 a month for that, because like just scaling up. Like the funded portion of my portfolio is minuscule. Okay, it's less than 10%, or yeah, it's way less than 10%. Yeah, way less than 10%. We're looking at almost 1% of portfolio size is for funded accounts, and that's because they can pay out around 20 to 30 and even 100% of the portfolio, which is advantageous, right? It's just, using your brain, not relying completely on funded programs. But let's go ahead and hop into the breakdown and go over why we got into oil and how we got into oil and where we got into oil. All right, so fundamentally, nothing has changed on oil, right? And this was the Dow trade we were talking about, and that was just a simple break and retest, which we're not going to go over that because I didn't take any profit on it. Okay, so we're only going to go over the trades that we ended up winning and actually taking profit on, right? So I got in oil off of this rejection right there, right? And initially we're looking for those lows to not be swept. So obviously I'm putting my stops a little bit higher, because if it does sweep these lows, then I don't want to be in it. Okay, like that's order done. Now in a real scenario, TP would be around here. And remember, we're going off of the assumption that in normal market conditions, I would still be holding my positions, right? If I didn't have $50 in the unregulated account, or if I had a full size futures account where I could hold deliverables on crude oil overnight for however many, it's been about a week now, then I would still be holding. I'd have my break-even positions set and leave it like that. Now you can see that low is still being maintained. Like, it's just one big low. Okay, so technically, from a standpoint, well, not standpoint, but technically my position is still active, right? So I'm still keeping that in mind. All my positions are active. Well, the second one is not. It got stopped out down there, right? But my position is still active. My initial position, which should have been down here. So I know the entry is a lot higher, but it should have been down here. I was late. It was a late position because it was a late realization that I did not mark up my charts and I was going off of old data. So because I was going off of old data, my perception of the market was incorrect, which led me to pass up on multiple opportunities on oil when I could have just entered in on oil back when it was around $84 a barrel, because I was itching to buy into oil, like itching. I kept saying to myself, God damn it, I need price action to support my position on buying oil, so then I know when to get out the market, because I need to know when I'm wrong. And if you don't know when you're wrong, then you don't know when to get the fuck out the market. If you don't know when you're right, then you don't know when to get the fuck out the market. And that's important because it all depends on your entries and your exits. That's all that matters. Like, you can be 100% profitable to a degree if your exits are always above zero. Yeah, so lows are being maintained, and this was all based off of, entries were at 90. We're supposed to be around $90 a barrel. And as you can see, we've continued to not go crazy, but we've been staggered above